Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm John McCormack and I'm going to be doing the first of the video accompaniments to my blog posts. And today we're going to be talking about when should I stripe a SQL Server database backup. So first of all, we need to decide what a stripe backup is. A stripe backup is simply the backup is distributed across several files. So sometimes two, sometimes more than two. Quite often they're stored on different drives as well. What are the benefits of doing that? Why not just write to one backup file? Well, the first benefit is time. So writing to multiple files can save time. This is because the files can be written to the file system in parallel. That is really useful if your backups are starting to take a long time, and if you either want or really need them to complete faster. The second benefit is storage. So if a backup drive is getting full, you can split your backup across multiple drives, and that helps you spread the space out. The total space used will be pretty similar to just having the one file saved, give or take a few bytes here and there. So when to choose striped versus a single file? Well, it's a bit of a balancing act. My advice is stick with the defaults until you have an issue or would like something to perform better. Then it's a good time to experiment and see how you get on. So as a general rule, if your backups are working okay, they're working fast enough, and you don't really have any concerns with disk space, just keep it on the one file. That will simplify any restores you need to do. But if you do have an issue with timing or storage constraints, then striping it is certainly a good option to look into. So how do you actually stripe the backups? Well, I'm going to show you a couple of different methods here using T-SQL and PowerShell. So for the PowerShell, you would need to have DBA tools installed, which I use DBA tools for pretty much everything to do with PowerShell and SQL Server. It's used by hundreds or thousands of data professionals every day. It's constantly getting tested, so it's a very safe and mature product to use. For the T-SQL command, you can just run that natively in SSMS. I'm also going to show you a T-SQL command using Ola Hallengren's database backup procedure, if you're familiar with that, and use that for your maintenance stuff. If not, then follow the link on the blog post to have a look at what that is. So in terms of T-SQL, the backup command is pretty similar, except if we look at these lines here, where it says to disk, normally you would only need to put one location in there, so one sort of file location and file name. But if we just comma separate it and put in a second one to store that to the F drive, so the first one was the E drive, that one's the F drive, then it just automatically splits the file, splits the backup into two files. And the other thing I'll put in there is compression. So let's have a look at that in practice. If we pop into Management Studio, here we are in Management Studio, and we're going to take a database backup without any of the striping techniques of the Stack Overflow 2010 database. So as you can see, the backup is going away. You'll see from the comment on screen that there's not going to be enough space for this. I know that because I've already tested it, but it'll take about 15 seconds or so to come back and confirm that. Okay, so there's the error message. There's not enough space on the disk. So quite simply, instead of writing to disk equals e backup, we're putting the e backup, comma separate f backup, run that through, and with any luck, this one should be successful. There you go, so that one has backed up successfully there. So it's written to E and F drive. If we want to just take a look at that, let's open this up. Okay, so here we are in E backup, Stack Overflow, and you can see the files _1. And changing that to F, we can see the other one there, the _2. Just move that one out of the road just now. Okay, so looking at Ola's command is a stored procedure called database backup. I've installed that in a database called DBA. Pass in the parameters as described in Ola's website. I'm going to pass in the database name, the directory. I'm putting in two different locations here, that's why it knows it's going to stripe it. I want a full backup, which is compressed, and I want it to be 2 files. So these things here, the number of files equals 2, and the directory, where we're actually putting in 2 different locations, is what will make this Stripe backup. And if we run this through here, okay, so we can see that that succeeded. We've got a kind of nice printout here in the messages tab from Ola letting us know that that worked. If we want to just go back into our locations here, our E drive, with the Ola Hallengren solution, it will give you the computer name followed by the database name, and then you'll get full, diff and log depending on whether you're the type of backups you're taking. So it's a little bit further nested down, but it works just as you would expect there, and it's giving it that specific name. So here we are in Visual Studio Code using DBA tools. I'm using the backup DBA database and passing in the commands as you can see on screen. So the SQL instance is localhost, the database name is Stack Overflow. For path, I've got 2 different locations which are comma separated, and I've asked it to compress the backup. So pretty much just the same as everything before. And if we were to run this line here, you'll see on screen you're getting a nice sort of progress bar. That saves you the hassle of, say, for long running backups that you're taking manually. You want to know how they're getting on. Sometimes I would look at system exec requests to get the % complete. Well, here it is on the screen, just moving up and down nicely for you. Or not even down, just moving up nicely for you. And you'll have a fair idea of when that's going to complete. So it's pretty quick. We're almost there. And that's it. So the backup has completed. And if we're to go into our F drive this time, we can see that the file's there. So it's kind of date stamped, and then it's got 2 of 2 in the name. Okay, so how do we restore? So if we were to restore, first of all, let's just take this backup again, where it's split into 2 different files. Okay, we can see that that's completed. So looking at the restore database command, similar to the backup database command, we're putting from disk equals, and we need to have the 2 locations listed. If we were only to list the first file, and we try and do the restore, then you'll see that it's expecting the media set to have 2 media families, but only 1 is provided. So quite simply, just list them both, put a comma between them, and the restore has worked. So that's restored the database using both files, using a striped backup. All of these little scripts are available on the blog post, so feel free to try them out, and if you've got any questions, just type them in the comments. Thanks for now.